Alright guys, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. This week we got the Northern Trust, but as always, let's do that quick recap of last week. Looking at last week, the player pool was pretty spot on. Ended up getting on CT's pan later on in the week. He finished with T2, that was real nice. Was really high on Webb Simpson, he got a T2. Other players that we were high on were Nick Taylor, he got a T8, and Chris Kirk, he got a T11, that was real nice. Did miss out on the winner, Snedeker. That was a nice performance by him, that 59, that was phenomenal. But some other players that we were on kind of showed you that Ryan Moore could get a top 10. He had a T6, Brian Gay also had a T6. But let's get into this week, guys. Looking at the high tier players here, you could really go with JT or Dustin Johnson if you want to. I'm going to be paying down a little bit, going to go with Jason Day. He won here? No, he didn't win here. In 2014, he had T2, and then 2011, he had a T5, and those were the last 2 years that a tournament was played at this course by the PGA Tour. So those are going to be the years we're looking at for course history. And Jason Day is #1 in putting, 4th in strokes gained total, and he's 22nd in bogey avoidance, which is kind of what we're going to be looking at. Justin Rose, I'll touch on in a second. Francesco Molinari, he's just been a beast. 6 of his last 8 starts have been top 10s. 3 of those were wins, and you know, he's not a bad course fit. And then I'm going to be playing the hot hand of Webb Simpson. You know, he's 9th in putting, which is a stat I'm going to be looking at this week. He's 2nd in bogey avoidance. He did miss the cut here in 2014, but in 2011, he was T36. So take that for what it's worth. Justin Rose, I really like. As you can see there, he's checking all the boxes stat-wise. He's just been a beast this whole year. I mean, it's just hard to avoid him. He was T30 in 2014, and in 2011, he was T15. So, I mean, I'm going to be having high exposure to Justin Rose. Getting to the mid-tier plays here, though, I do like Adam Scott. I've kind of been playing him a lot more this year than I thought I was. His last start, he had a 3rd place. In 2014, at this course, he had a T15. 2011, he had a T9. So I do not mind him at all. Another play that I like is going to be Zach Johnson. I'll touch on him in a second. But Rafa Cabello, if you look at all the stats I was looking at this week, his average total of that was 34th overall. So I do like that. He has 3 straight starts inside the top 20. Matt Kuchar is going to be kind of an interesting play. He's a good fit, but he's in bad form. He was the winner in 2011. In 2014, he finished T5. So obviously, he does like this course. He has a good feeling for this course. So I do not mind him as a play, but like I said, it's going to be more of a tournament option. Same could be said for Paul Casey. He kind of fit the same bill for me. Their current form isn't exactly there, but they're both going to be a really good course fit for you. But let's dive into Zach Johnson here a little bit. He's just been on a tear lately. I mean, his last 6 starts have been top 20 or better, so I do like that. You look at the stats, he is a good course fit. In 2014, he finished T22, and in 2011, he finished T21, so I think he's going to be likely to have a top 25 finish. Rolling into the lower tier plays here, I do like Stuart Sink again. His last 6 starts have been equated to 3 top 10s, and then 2 of those have been top 25s as well, so 3 of his last 6 starts have been top 25 or better. I do like Billy Horschel again. He is a good course fit. He missed the cut here in 2014 though. Last week though, he finally got his form back around. He finished T11. The week before that in the PGA Championship, he finished T35. And maybe looking at the PGA Championship a little bit, just because, you know, there's higher caliber of players in those tournaments. Going back to Brian Gay though, he is a cheaper option. He's just in great form. He's 16th in putting, 13th in driving accuracy, 39th in bogey avoidance. In his last 10 starts, 6 of those have been top 20s. 3 of those have also been top 10, so I do like him again this week. In 2011, he was T21, so not a bad play. And I am going to be going back to the well with CT Pan. He's just in good form. Obviously, he had that T2 last week. He had T11 the week before that. He's made 19 out of 26 cuts, so I do like him. Hopefully that putter comes around for him. Let's get into the rangefinders a little bit. I mentioned some of these guys in passing. I think Tiger's not going to be a bad fit if he clubs down with his driver, because driving accuracy is going to be a factor, and I think he will do that. Like I said, you go with Ryan Moore, Paul Casey. I don't mind those plays. Gary Woodland was a guy that stood out for me stat-wise. I just didn't like him as much as the other players in that range, but you could definitely go with them. Same could be said about Poulter and Kevin Na. They have, you know, decent course history. Kevin Kisner, you never know what you're going to get with him, but he does hold that top 10 upside. Russell Knox and Brian Harman were 2 guys I was very borderline on, including in the main plays, in the core plays. They just, whether it was form or course fit, they didn't exactly fit the bill of what I was looking for, but I do not mind them. I could definitely see Brian Harmon going off and getting a top 10. He's just way too cheap at his salary right now. Sam Ryder is not a bad course fit either. He just needs to get his putter going. Getting into the value plays here, though. Kevin Streelman, he had a really interesting quote. He said, like, this course, this area is like his home away from home. It's like his second home. And that kind of proves it in his course history. He had a T46 in 2014 and a T3 in 11. He's 4th in greens and regulation, 12th in driving accuracy, 1st in bogey avoidance, and 5th in ball striking. So I really like Kevin Streelman. He's just not in the best form. Austin Cook and Joel Damon, I like them both. I think they're both good fits. If you want to go down to the value tier this week, I think you definitely can. Like Chris Kirk, he's going to be almost a lock play for me. He's made 10 straight cuts. He's 83rd in putting, which isn't great. He's 55th in driving accuracy, 9th in bogey avoidance, and in 2014 he had a T53, so I don't mind that. And William McGirt has been quietly on a run. He's made 4 straight cuts. In 2014 at this course, he was T5. He's 30th in putting, which I really like, and 11th in bogey avoidance. This is the lineup I'm looking at right now, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like always, if you do, please give me a like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. Let's have a good week.
Yeah.